So I've had my morning coffee now, and I'm going to show you just how close my apartment is to this coffee shop. Because my apartment is literally, the ceiling of the coffee shop is the floor of my apartment. Let me show you where my room is from this place. When you come out of the coffee shop, you just come up here around the corner. So let me show you here. All you do is just click on this pad, and that's it. And then you walk on into the building here. I'll tell you, I was really surprised at how nice this place was. You know, here in La Paz. Let me show you. The view from here is pretty amazing. Can you see the mountains over there and over there? And this city sits like in the valley of all these mountains and everything. So it's really beautiful. See different units here, right there. And I happen to be in this one right here. So let me take you inside and show you this place. This place is really nice. What I really liked about this place more than anything was the location and how unbelievably clean this apartment was. It was just spotless. But I got it for $400 a month, including the utilities, which I thought was an absolutely stellar deal, especially in San Miguel. San Miguel, the rents are usually a little bit higher, so I got a really good value. But you've got living room, dining room, and bedroom kind of all in one room. And then at the back, it's got a kitchen, a full kitchen, everything you possibly want in it. And it's also got a bathroom and shower, which I'll show you in just a second. But as I mentioned, you know, the utilities included. This was an exceptional value. Plus, it was right over top of the coffee shop, which worked out really good for me because I am the coffee aficionado. So it worked out really well. But let me show you one that's a little bit nicer. This I also found, but this was going to be like $700 something a month. So I decided I didn't need anything quite as nice as that, but I just wanted to show it to you because this is what's possible you can get also in San Miguel if you want to spend a little bit more money. If you're liking this video, could you please give it a thumbs up and maybe even leave a comment? And also remember to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all my future postings. So this is the kitchen area where I was, and again, it's spotless, completely clean, but everything in here you could possibly want or need. You got a microwave over top of the sink there, and then a coffee maker and everything, but inside the cabinets, it had plates, pots, pans, dishes. I mean, everything that you could possibly want for cooking. If you're a cook, you got the stove over there on the right, you got a two heater stove, and then in the drawers, you got all the pots and pans, you know, and everything that you're gonna need if you wanna do some cooking. They also had a toaster oven up on top of the fridge if you wanted to like toast anything, sandwiches or anything like that. And then in the fridge, I didn't have much in there because I'm not much of a cook, as I said. But let me show you the toilet and the bathroom and the shower and everything. That's right behind there. You've got the sink and the mirror and everything for your morning ritual. And then in the back, you had a shower, and again, completely clean and spotless. I was amazed at how nicely this place was and how clean it was. So I couldn't have been more happy with that. But I just wanted to show this to you because this apartment was absolutely fantastic, and I just absolutely loved staying there for the month. This is in a really nice neighborhood. This neighborhood is called San Miguel. And San Miguel, well, in my opinion anyway, it is probably one of the nicest neighborhoods in all of La Paz because La Paz is a really long city. And there's, it's colonial, if you know what I mean by colonial, in the older part. And then they have the newer part down here called San Miguel. And San Miguel is, man, it's a really nice area. 1 block, 2 blocks from where I live right here in this apartment, excluding the coffee shop downstairs, there are a multitude of all different types of restaurants, coffee shops, gyms. I mean, everything you could possibly think of in a modern type of a city, they have it here. So it's a pretty fantastic place. I'm gonna show you out this window. This is the coffee shop, in case you ever get down here. All right, that's the name of it right there. But look underneath the sign, look at these mountains that surround this city. It's phenomenal. And if you can excuse the power lines there, you can see behind the mountains back there. The city is surrounded by these mountains. This is just out of one section of the building. But the mountains are all the way around it. So it's really something. So what I've done is I've come out of my apartment. My apartment is on the street that's right down there, okay? 1 block. So I'll come up 1 block and you come up on these steps right here. And you come up the steps, and at the top of the steps are all kinds of places where you can eat, walk around, shop. Right now they've got some kind of festival going on here. So this is a pretty good sized festival. I didn't realize it was going to be quite as big as it is. But selling all kind of stuff here, all kind of handmade things and stuff that the people in Bolivia have made. So it's pretty cool. All kind of trinkets and natural health stuff and all kind of stuff like that. So anyway, a little different than the usual day here. But as soon as you come out of the end of this, you're going to come out of where all the restaurants and there's bars, there's restaurants, there's coffee shops, a couple of gyms, and it's just a really nice section of town. This is the circle right here at the top of the hill, and right around there as my grocery store. Right over the little tienda they call it, but the grocery store. But you can see there's the big festival and everything going on right there with all the white tents and all that stuff. But I want to take a walk up the street. I'm going to show you one of my very favorite places to eat. So this town's really nice. I just want to show you like a couple of shots up and down the main street here. And this happens to be one of my favorite little bars and things. It's the Queen's British Restro Cafe. My friend and I were watching the World Cup in there just the other day. We have the signs out on the sidewalk and everything. We've been watching the World Cup that's going on as I'm filming this. So we've been watching the playoffs and everything. So it's been pretty cool. We've been in there a couple days in a row. But you can eat, drink, you know, get like whatever you want in the bar there. And if you turn right here, right there, you go down that street and to the left, and that's where my gym is. Okay, so I'm now standing in front of my gym here in La Paz. It's called Megatlon. There are actually a couple of gyms. There's three, actually, within walking distance of where I'm staying. This one is a little bit smaller, all right, but it's also half the money. So I prefer this one. I don't need a lot of stuff, you know. I'm not a huge gym rat, but I do like to go like 3 days a week, and I'm only in there like 45 minutes. But this was 199 Bolivianos, whatever that equals. I think it's $30 or less per month. It's I got for the whole month. So anyway, really cheap, fantastic deal, and the equipment inside, I mean, can't beat it. Really, really nice. All the equipment's new. And I walk up here. This is about 5 or 6 blocks, I think, from where I'm staying here in San Miguel. So I just wanted to show that to you. But as I said, all the equipment's new. I mean, for 199 Bolivianos, not a bad deal. So I wanted to show you the size of the grocery store here in Bolivia compared to the size of the grocery stores in the United States. The size of the grocery stores here are quite a bit smaller than they are near where I live in the U.S. When I'm at home. So I just wanted to share that with you to show you. But let me walk around the different aisles here and I'll show you. Well, here is the dairy area. And then down this aisle, you have drinks, and that kind of stuff. And then back here is the deli section where you have meats and whatever kind of meat you'd like to buy. Pretty much right there and right here. And the grocery stores down here are much, much smaller than the U.S. grocery stores, and your availability of different types of items is much more limited than it is in the United States. So I know a lot of people that live in the U.S. probably take it for granted and probably think that's the way it is in pretty much every country. I assure you it's not. So when you go in the grocery store in the U.S., be thankful for what you have, because the amount of stuff that we have available in the United States is just unbelievable. Anyway, just thought I'd show that to you because I came by the grocery store today and I was thinking, wow, that's a lot different than home, you know. So I'm now standing outside the door of one of my absolute favorite coffee shops here in La Paz, Bolivia, and it is Topiqa. As you can see right there on the sign, there's a couple of things that are exceptional about this coffee shop that I wanted to share with you. Number one, it sits literally right next door to a Juan Valdez. See that right there, that blue pole? It says Juan Valdez Coffee Shop. It is literally right beside Juan Valdez, but it does probably 3 to 4 times the amount of business that Juan Valdez Coffee Shop does. The reason being, number one, they serve a lot of different foods. They have an expansive menu where they have a lot of different types of foods you can eat. Juan Valdez does not have that. Juan Valdez has like croissants and, you know, things like that, like standard coffee shops do. This place has like a full menu. It's really, really good. In addition to that, the coffee is exceptional in this place. And in addition to that, the atmosphere in here compared to like a standard type of a coffee shop, it's just I don't know if you want to call it eclectic or whatever, but it's a really, really cool design. They have all these little individual rooms set up, and each one has all these little tables and old antique furniture and antique stuff on the walls. Just a really, really cool vibe, if you will, like when you're inside. So let's go take the tour. Let me show you inside. So this again is Topiqa coffee shop. And outside, this place was just really cool. I mean, when I first came in there, I couldn't believe how neat this place looked. It just made you want to come in and sit down because it was so cool. But when you go inside, like all the walls are colored with this bright colored paint. And they have all this like antique furniture that it looks like they've just kind of piecemealed it together from different antique stores and things like that. So you go down the hall in the middle toward the back, and they've got a bunch more tables back here. There's one big room behind the register in the back. I usually try to sit over there behind the register, but that girl had my table today. Anyway, you go out the back door, and there's more tables outside. There's like little rooms and pockets. It's just one of the coolest coffee shops I think I've ever been in my entire life. I just thought it was one of the neatest places I had ever seen. But the food was delicious, I gotta say. But one thing I want to caution you about, people send their children in there, and they come up, and this is what they look like. They are just irresistible. So there's no way I couldn't give them some money. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this coffee shop because it was fantastic. Now, if you go up in the old section of the city, up in the colonial area, there's the English Lions Club. It's got sports games, all different kinds of food and everything. And this place sits directly behind the San Francisco Church, which is that building right there. But anything you're going to want, I mean, they have all this Western food. So if you want to get Western food, this is a good place to go if you're in the old city. Folks, if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos on how to retire cheap and early and live inexpensively in many cities around the world, be sure to subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, it helps our channel grow, and that way you can stay up to date with all my future postings. The name of the restaurant is Lunas. And they have all the stuff on the menu they have outside. It's an Italian-based kind of a restaurant. Right there you can see inside. So I just wanted to show that to you. Now, if you head on down to Midtown, Midtown, like the business area, you're going to find all these chicken restaurants and places where you can get good chicken sandwiches and French fries and things like that. They even had a Korean place, I couldn't believe it, in the old section of the city. But there's all these cool little restaurants and things, and just in little pockets all over the place. And of course, there's pizza. About once a week, I got a little pizza, which was kind of fun. But the pizza there was pretty good. In the midsection of town, they also have this big bakery with all these different cakes, pies. I mean, every kind of cake you can imagine, I think they had in this place. I'd never seen so many cakes. It was just unbelievable. But behind that counter is one of the biggest restaurants that I saw in all of Midtown. It was huge back there. I guess a lot of people in town have a sweet tooth, I don't know. Okay, this next restaurant I wanted to share with you is called El Asador, or Asador. I'm not quite sure how they say it, but it means the spit. The spit means they roast beef and steaks, and the food's really delicious. I have personally eaten in this restaurant. So if you are ever in La Paz, Bolivia, in the San Miguel area, make sure to come have a steak at this restaurant because the food's delicious. They have a salad bar and everything in there, and you get that. The guy brings and grills the steak right at your table. When he brings it on this grill, and it's being grilled like right beside the table. So he cuts it and then serves it to you, and you get either you can get rice with cheese, or you can get papas fritas, they call them, which is like big French fries, or you can get some other you can get the salad bar. So there's several different things that you can get, and that's just with the steak. They also have other stuff. They have chicken and stuff like that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because if you're ever in La Paz, in the San Miguel area, make sure you go to this restaurant here, because this is, I've personally eaten here, and I highly recommend. It's really, really good steak, and it's not expensive. So now I am standing in front of my favorite ice cream store in all of San Miguel in La Paz. It's called Dumbo. Now, there's a lot of places in San Miguel where you can get ice cream. I've tried probably 4 or 5. I kind of like ice cream, just so you know. But I tell you, this place, this particular shop, has an extensive menu. And when I say extensive, I mean every kind of ice cream sundae, banana splits, different types of ice cream, all different types of things. They also have other food like this. See that? They have all this other kind of food. They have a full menu. But in addition to that, they have, the best ice cream I've found in all of San Miguel. So if you get a chance, if you're in Bolivia, if you're in La Paz, come to San Miguel and go in this little shop right there, Dumbo, and enjoy some really, really delicious ice cream. I'm telling you that because I am an ice cream aficionado. So coffee and ice cream. Ask me all about it, I'll tell you. But anyway, best ice cream I found in all of La Paz. Now I'm going to talk to you about one of my absolute favorite places here in all of San Miguel in La Paz, Bolivia, and that is Aladdin's Gyros right there. This place, in my opinion, has the best gyro I think I've ever put in my mouth. And it's unbelievably cheap. They have the cheapest ones, I think, are 12 Bolivianos. The medium ones are 15 Bolivianos, which I think is like $1. And the super ones are 18 Bolivianos, okay? No matter which one you get, it's a steal. Especially for how delicious these things are, it's unbelievable. So I just wanted to show that to you. If you ever get in La Paz, in San Miguel, make sure you get one of these gyros from Aladdin Gyros, because I'm telling you, it's the best gyro I've ever had anywhere in the world. They're just absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and recap all the expenses of how you can retire cheap and early in La Paz, Bolivia. First, you're going to have rent. Now, your rent is going to vary. It depends on what part of the city that you're going to live in. You can get rent as cheap as $250 a month up around the colonial area in the older section of town. If you live about in the middle, you're probably going to be more like $350 to $400. If you come down in San Miguel, you're going to be more like $400 to $600. So it just depends on, how good you are at finding deals and what part of town you're living in. But mine was about $400, and that was in San Miguel. Your groceries are going to run about $170 a month. Utilities, now mine were included in my rental that I had. In restaurants, I put $80. Cellular data was $18. Laundry was about $5 a week. Internet also was included in my rent, so I didn't pay anything for that. Transportation, about $20. So the recurring total was about $698 is what I had to pay. Now, I also had a gym that I was going to sometimes. First month I didn't, second month I did. So it just depends on what, if you're going to go or not. It's an option. If so, it's going to be about another $30. You could add that on. But my recurring total was about $698. Now, if you live down there on your own, I'm just going to take an average of about $450 for the rent. Groceries are going to be about $170. Utilities, if you're paying for them, they're going to run you about $50 a month. Restaurants, I picked $70 because you can easily eat a meal out for $12 or $15 for two people. Cellular data, $18. Laundry, $20. Internet, if you're paying for it, you're going to probably be about $30 a month. And transportation, $20 a month. So your recurring total, if you're paying for your utilities, is going to be more like $828 a month. Now, alcohol is also an option that I didn't include because I'm not a drinker, but if it's certainly up to you if you want to do that. I put another $70 for alcohol, which brings it up to $898. If you like to go to the gym, you can put it about $920, $930. So that's a recap that should give you a ballpark idea of how to retire cheap and early in La Paz, Bolivia, one of my very favorite cities in South America. A lot of people ask me, they say, Michael, how in the world can you afford to travel all over the world nonstop like you do? Well, the answer to that question and many others can be found at my website, travelinsiders.com.